One of my favorite Wolverines. The cowboyed up American badass version. Just going to be taking out some of my everyone's favorite Wolverine. Everybody likes a good Wolverine figure. Yeah. This one reminds me of the one that came out with the Juggernaut wave. It's definitely not the one from the Juggernaut wave. That one is, I think, around $80 on the secondary market, but I always want to grab one when I see a Wolverine figure out on the shelf or the peg. Because of that Juggernaut wave, that figure was hard to find. I wasn't able to find it, and it went up in price very quickly while it was still out on the shelves. So now every time I see a Wolverine figure, I think it's going to go up in price, and I grab them right away. I thought this figure right here, the Weapon X, I thought that one was going to be a highly sought after one. I really like this figure, but you can still get him on the secondary market for the same price point, if not maybe a couple dollars cheaper than it was in the store. I'm not exactly sure why. It's a really big storyline in the comics, and it's a very different type of Wolverine figure, so not quite sure why that one is not more popular, but I really like it. If you're familiar with Mike the Hunter, he has a channel. He hasn't done a whole lot in the way of videos lately because he's really busy, but if you look on Mike the Hunter Instagram, he's got a picture. I'm not sure if he made it or what the deal is, but it is this figure suspended in a like this big clear tube, and it's filled with some sort of epoxy or resin, and it's got air bubbles in it, and then the resin hardened, so the figure is never to be taken out again. It's kind of stuck that way, but it looks like him in like a some sort of tank. I always want to say a bantha tank, but whatever tank that he was kind of in the comics. But it's really cool. It's on Mike the Hunter's Instagram if you want to check that out. But if I got another one of these, I might try that. My girlfriend just got into resin type stuff, resin molds, and so that might be a good idea for me to take part in on making that, because it's a cool idea. And then I don't even want to put this thing up here. This is another one that I just, it's Wolverine. I better grab it, but it's just junk. I'm just gonna put it back here. I just think that's just an awful Wolverine, but whatever. I think that's from the Gamerverse or something. And then we have the old man Logan. I like that. That's a very cool Logan. I was very excited when that one came out. Well, there's those, and then we have the Marvel Legends Wolverine movie version with the jacket. I know that there were two other versions of this, one without the jacket with just the tank top, and then another one, I'm not exactly sure which one that one was. I never seen those on the shelf. And this one has been winning a couple of, I don't want to say awards, but been landing on the top 10 best figures of the year, and definitely on the top 10 Marvel Legends. And I can't disagree. I didn't have this particular one on mine because I just felt differently about the figures that I chose for my top 10, and it wasn't explicit to Marvel Legends. It was all the figures. So there was NECA and He-Man and G.I. Joe and McFarlane Batman type figures. So they were all competing, but he would definitely be on my top 10 Marvel Legends. But and then also I don't have like a huge connection in the way of I was looking for this figure, but a lot of my figures that I chose on my top 10 were ones that I looked for a long time, ones that I really wanted. I knew the backstory. It all kind of came together with the personal connection I had with my figures. So, but I'm going to unbox this guy right now and add him in with the other Wolverines. And there he is. Fits in beautifully. A little off, kind of, because he's movie version. I believe it's the only movie version Wolverine that I have, but I can see why everybody's making such a big deal over this figure, because it is a great figure. Got a little bit more smudges and dirt and stuff on him than maybe he would need to, but very, very cool. All kinds of versions of good old Wolverine here. I like that. Don't like that one. Just so I don't know, something off-putting about that. And I think that was the very first one that I bought out of that wave. I don't know, but there is a Wolverine for everybody. Can we move him? Okay. And we got Hawkeye. I am misplacing his bow in his quiver of arrows, which is really unfortunate for the purposes of this video. This has just for some reason been like one of my favorite figures, the comic version of Hawkeye, and he looks so cool with his bow and the arrows and everything on him. It's just it's really unfortunate that I can't find them. They're in one of these little boxes, but I have torn this place apart looking for other figures, and I'm just gonna have to go without for right now. Here's the movie version. I got his bow and everything. I got the two different versions of Hawkeye. His face sculpt could be a little better. I don't know what's going on there. It's not the real Jeremy Renner. What are they calling that? The face technology now. I don't think that was in production or in use yet, or taken full advantage of, or however you want to think of it or say it. But I do like this figure. The articulation is a tad bit to be desired. I wish his ankles were a little easier to move around and pose, but I do like him alongside the other Avengers from the movie. You gotta have Hawkeye, everybody's favorite, right? Hawkeye. And then I have the Ronin. I really went out of my way to get this, if I remember right. At least I was really, really happy that I grabbed him. I thought he was going to be another one that was going to skyrocket in price, and really, really like that figure. I know that the hood is problematic, and I know that there is a way to fix that, but I do really appreciate that figure and really like that I have that. But these, I believe these are the only Hawkeye figures that I have. I know that there's a few other ones. There's not a whole lot of good old Hawkeye out there in the way of figures. But I've shown you the Wolverines and my Hawkeye, so you might be able to guess what's coming next, what I have in store. And of course, it is one of my favorites, the Old Man Logan and Hawkeye 2-pack. And I really like the fact that everybody else really likes these figures. And I know that a lot of people lean a little more towards the Hawkeye in this, surprisingly enough, because it's just such a dope figure. But I really like it when I want a figure and when I really like a figure, and then I find out a lot of other people like it too. It just kind of reconfirms or validates my taste or my likes. Not that I need that, but it's just kind of a little extra bonus. And I am going to open this up right now. All right, they are released from their packaging. Look at these guys. Look at that Hawkeye. That is just so freaking cool. And he's really easy to pose too. Getting that bow in his hand and moving his arms around and wrists and everything and adjusting his hands. I've never been able to kind of move around and pose a figure so easily. This is probably right up there with the retro Spider-Man as like best figure of the year, best Marvel Legend. That's cool. And then the Wolverine here, Old Man Logan. It's not bad. If there's collectors out there that like to smell their figures when they open them, you get that rubbery, plasticky collector's figure smell. As soon as I opened up, these were really strong. Some people might be like, "What the hell are you talking about?" Just a little bonus info for you. But yeah, no, these are cool. I like that trench coat on Logan. I like the hat. You get the alternate head. It's pretty much the same head as the other Old Man Logan we got a few years back. But I like that trench coat. I like having these guys together. You get a couple different head sculpts with Hawkeye. I'm not going to go through all of them because it's not like a full review, but I did want to unbox this, and I'm really glad that I did it this way to be able to share this with you guys. I know a lot of other collectors that got this a while ago and opened it. I've had this for quite a while. I just haven't brought myself to open the package, but I'm really glad that I waited and to be able to do this for all of you or anybody that's watching. This is just a really cool figure. I'm not usually like super impressed with figures. I just like figures and I collect them, and it's, you know, I want to get them, and it's not very often that I take one out and that I'm just kind of blown away. And I really am with this Old Man Hawkeye. It's very, very cool. I'm glad that I got him when I could and when I did. It's pretty dope. Well, we got a couple versions of each one in the back there. We got the movie version and comic book of Hawkeye, and then we have the comic book and movie version of Wolverine, and then the two Old Man Hawkeye and Wolverine. Very cool. I got to unbox a couple different things here today, so it's very nice. I really, really like these figures. Who else has these figures? Anybody have all of them? Did everybody find this one? There was plenty of them at the Walmarts around here for everybody to get one. But these two did not stay around too terribly long. And I don't think that they went up too terribly in price on the secondary market. I know I might have seen them for around 70 possibly, but for a 2-pack, probably worth it to a lot of people. I'm glad that I got them at Target when I did. They were $50 for the 2-pack, and that was one of the best decisions that I made when it comes to purchasing 6-inch Marvel Legends. I couldn't be happier, I'll tell you what. All right, very cool. Well, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and smack that notification bell so you are notified each and every time that I come out with a new video, and I'm coming out with them all the time. All right, until the next time we enter the multiverse and play with some figures, I will see you later.